First game of the night here on January 13th. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Charlotte Hornets 104-93 in this one, and it was a good game for Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavs. So we'll start off with Doncic in this one. He came in as 1 assist shy of a triple-double, 34 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 dimes in this one for Doncic. 14 of 25 from the field, 5 for 9 from downtown. And Doncic, this is why he went top 4 or 5 in most fantasy leagues. He's pretty much almost a walking triple-double. In the last few games, he stepped up his performance, and he's playing well. And Doncic, he could possibly win the MVP this season if he has a good late run in the season and this Maverick team makes the playoffs. Willie, Cauley, Stein, 4 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists in this one in 29 minutes of play. So Cauley Stein, he looked good in this one. He got a lot of rebounds, but right now he's just not on the fantasy radar unless you're in 16 teams or deeper. But he did get the 29 minutes. He played big minutes in this one, but right now he has no value. And Maxi Kleber and Dwight Howard, they should come off the COVID list in a few days. So Cauley Stein, he'll probably be back to the bench. Kristaps Porzingis, in his season debut, he didn't waste any time. He put up 16 shots in this one. 6 of 16 from the field, 4 of 9 from downtown. He finished the ball game with 16 points, 4 boards. So Porzingis, I think he had a decent performance in his first game back. Just his field goal percentage was under 40% in this one, but it's going to take him time to get back in the shape and get going. But he still had a decent game for owners, and they should be happy that he came back here and only missed 4 weeks of the season. Indu, he got the start in this one, but he don't have fantasy value. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and then an assist. Tim Hardaway Jr., 33 minutes of play. He started at shooting guard in this one. 18 points, 2 boards, 3 dimes, 7 of 16 from the field, 1 for 1 from the line, and 3 for 10 from three-point land. You know, Tim Hardaway Jr., he's a specialist in scoring the basketball and help you in three-pointers, but he don't do that much in any other categories for fantasy owners. But he's a guy that should be owned in all 12-team leagues, plus his Hardaway, because he's going to score the basketball. He's playing 30, 35 minutes a game for this Maverick team, and he'll have good nights and he'll have bad nights, and this night was a pretty decent one for him. Trey Burke off the bench, pretty good game. 8 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, but the shooting percentage was a killer tonight. 2 of 12 from the field, 2 of 8 from downtown. So Burke, only in deepest of leagues, he should be owned, because once Richardson, Powell, and Brunson come back, Burke, he's going to play a limited role or not play at all here for this Dallas team. James Johnson, 25 minutes of play, 7 points, 5 boards, 2 dimes, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from downtown. He has no fantasy value. And Boban in this one, 15 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 6 from the field. He has no value as well. Now to the Hornets side of things. Bismack Biyombo, another start in this one. And another mediocre line, 5 points, 9 rebounds, 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 4 from the line. So Biyombo, 14 teams or more, he should be owned. But right now in 10 and 12 team leagues, he's not doing much to be owned in these leagues and playing. So Bismack Biyombo, stay on the wire unless you're in deepest leagues. PJ Washington, he had a pretty good game. 16 points, 10 boards, 6 assists in 32 minutes. His field goal percentage was off in this one, though. 6 of 17. I'm surprised he got this many shot attempts in an offense where he's the third or fourth option on most nights, and 2 of 7 from 3. So Washington, he should be owned in a majority of fantasy leagues, and he's had some good games this season, and he's a player starting for this Hornet team, so he's a guy that should be playing, and you should have him. Gordon Hayward, he came back down to earth a little in this one. 26 minutes of play, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. 5 of 15 from the field, 3 for 6 from downtown. So Hayward on the season, he's having a good year, I'm not going to lie. 22 points on average. He's hitting 93% of his foul shots, and he's shooting plus 50% from the field. But I recommended to sell Hayward high this week. He's ranked number 13th in fantasy basketball, and I don't think he sustains these numbers or that ranking. Devonta Graham, another mediocre game in this one. 12 points, 7 assists, 5 for 14 from the field, 2 for 6 from downtown. So Graham, this season. He's just in a shooting slump the whole year. Last year, he was a fantasy animal and probably the pickup of the season because he wasn't drafted in most leagues. This year, he was drafted in the 6th or 7th round of most fantasy leagues, and he's totally struggling. His field goal percentage is horrible, so hopefully Graham could shoot out of this slump and get things going before LaMelo Ball takes his spot in the starting lineup. Terry Rozier, 36 minutes, 18 points, 6 rebounds, but no assists for Scary Terry. 8 for 18 from the field, which is almost 50%, which is a decent number there for Terry, and 2 for 5 from 3. So right now, he's another player I recommended to sell high this week because he's not going to have those huge games where we saw him score 35 points and 42 points early in the year. He's going to average anywhere from 12 to 15 points a game, and his shooting percentage I don't think will be that great. Miles Bridges in this one, 4.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 for 9 from the field. Bridges, he should only be owned in 12-team leagues or deeper, but he's also on the borderline. He's been inconsistent this season. Last year, he was a starter for the Charlotte team, but now he's been relegated to the bench, and he's obviously the 6th or 7th man, but he's not doing much, and he's not consistent for fantasy owners. LaMelo Ball, another night where he had a decent stat line, but the shooting percentage once again hurt your fantasy team. 2 for 8 from the field, 4.7 rebounds, 5 assists for LaMelo Ball. So we'll see what he could do. He's probably going to take over as a starter sooner than later, in my opinion, but we'll see. And the Martin brothers, they played 14 and 11 minutes. They don't really have value. And Malik Monk played a minute in this one. He has no fantasy value at all. So that was the Dallas Maverick and the Charlotte Hornets recap